decided to just watch some laddering games of other people tonight. I played about as much as I can. Starting to get a little bit tired. I mean, I could play more, but as much as I care to. Also, testing out the audio levels on this. I'm adjusting. Um, so I'm recording this on the evening night of the 20th of March, 2020. Um, and I was going to say something else, but I'm kind of tired and I've been home all week because there's a pandemic on, which you should know, unless you're watching this much, much later. In which case, this was recorded in the midst of that pandemic. Um, yeah, what am I saying here? I don't know. I guess, is this a good audio level, or do I need to make it louder, or do I need to make it quieter? A couple of people asked for me to make things louder, so I made things a bit louder. Um, Actually, I think I doubled the volume, but that's not necessarily. No, that's not. I doubled the power, but that's not the same thing as volume. Anyway, uh, it's been too long since I've taken my physics on what a decibel is. Regardless, I should think about what's going on with the game here. I would have really considered not playing this church and trashing it for. Because, I mean, you're going to do this now, and there's not very much value out of the. Well, maybe that's not right. Harvest is weird. I mean, I get that you can Way of the Horse it, and maybe you're Way of the Horsing almost whatever you get there, but like there's some chance that you don't Way of the Horse it, right? And if there's some chance you don't Way of the Horse it, you get it what's ever going to be best in that chance. Maybe Cider thinks that's Harvest, but I don't know if I buy it. The issue here is the only village is native, although I would think that would mean you'd be getting native villages. The harvest looks very ugly to me here. I guess the other thing in the harvest's favor is maybe you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to trash it to animal fare. I don't know, but yeah, okay. Um, I mean, I really think you want native village because it's the only village. And then you can use that with Druid to gain more. Is draw even possible here? Like in a sustained way. Obviously, horses can draw you on one turn, but in a sustained way, I really don't understand the harvest thing. Maybe it's just cute and you're always going to use it, but I I think you can, right? If you use native village to set stuff aside and you use druid and you can buy like multiple twos, which you then horse, that's kind of draw. I don't really know if you're really, I'm saying really too many times, if you're getting anywhere that way. So I don't know. And I mean, your hand size is getting bigger, but a lot of that's the supplies, right? Man, I don't understand continuing to take harvest every time. Are you really making progress? I guess you're making progress. You're using altar to turn coppers into horses, basically. You're thinning your deck, is most of what you're doing. You got another altar. Are they going to collide all the time? I don't know. What's Walt doing? Walt's gotten improves, um, but not to like turn harvest into altar, which would be hard anyway, admittedly. Getting talismans. Huh. Talisman actually makes a. Does it? Does it make a decent amount of sense with Way of the Horse? It might. It might do. I don't know. Let's scroll back down. You're gonna learn with me. Oh, the goal is windfall, of course. So you play your church here. You set the harvest, the altar, and a copper aside. Oh no, you have to set your supplies aside. You can't play supplies and then windfall. No. Oh wait, no, it goes on top of your no, but your draw pile needs to be empty too. Yeah, you can't windfall now. New Fruity. Or just buys a gold. Huh. See, I think that the plus buy is hard enough to get and the draw is hard enough to get that this is probably a single province board for which I would have really much preferred to set other stuff aside. Well, like supplies and the two actions, and then windfall there. And then, yeah, you're going to be short on horses, but you're going to horse the harvest. You just don't need that many horses every turn. And you'd be up and running. You'd have your 3 golds, and you'd be provincing pretty well. You still eventually alter some more coppers into things that can horse if I. Um, that's just province. I mean, this is fine too. I just think that the extra golds were probably worth missing the horses. I don't know. So I think cider is ahead, but I have to admit this talisman business is pretty intriguing with Way of the Horse. And you're gonna gain something that you plan on horsing. Another druid, huh? Province. I'm not sure that druid is better than supplies. Maybe it is. I don't know. Church and stuff. What are these? I mean, this is the boon I expect to mostly use. I actually don't really. The terminal space is pretty expensive here. What is the fascination with Harvest? I mean, don't answer that. I know what it is. It's that the card is very bad, and so it's very fun to and then get a 2 here, and you just have a million horses in your deck. The thing is, you still gotta windfall at some point, right? And then maybe you can double with this druid talisman plan. It's a very interesting way to build. At this point, I think it looks like it's way too slow. Set aside druid altar province. You don't want to play any of them. Play all your money, buy a province. Maybe not way too slow, but too slow. You're never going to make it in time. Okay. I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense to horse a bunch of this stuff. Yes. Yes, except I think I would have horsed that as well. Playing the harvest, I don't know about that. By I don't know about that, I mean I do know that I don't like it. That's what I mean. Um, you kind of want more talismans than this, right? Duchies already? That doesn't seem like a winning plan to me, my friend. It does not seem like a winning plan to me. You're just gonna get like Harbinger, Harbinger, Church. I think Church would do you good. Improves, huh? You're turning an altar into an animal fair. Oh, And the harbingers are empty, so the animal fair gives you a buy, but are they going to stay empty? Not such an easy question to answer. Um, okay, take rivers, right? Rivers gift. No, you're taking mountains. I don't think I like it. I mean, you're very winning, so you should be fine. But I would rather have the card to draw. I think you get to the fifth province, you basically win the game. Okay, two of these harbingers have been returned. I would think you'd be playing these improves using the way of the horse. The force? No, the horse. Yeah, you want to draw more, right? You surely want to draw more. And I'd also horse these harvests. I mean, I think if you want to build this way, it's fine. You're going to have to keep buying so many actions that I'm not entirely sure that you're not spinning your wheels. But I guess with enough talismans, maybe you net out positive eventually. It's kind of slow. But in any case, I would think you'd be trying to get Windfall online. Now you're taking another duchy, but you're just not going to catch up taking duchies at this point, right? Play the Harbinger. No, don't do that to the Harbinger. You didn't need to do that. Anyway, you want druids, like forests, and I don't know, maybe another forest? Whoa! Don't you want more buys than this? Don't you want a windfall? No, you're double. Wow, you have double province? That's. Hmm. Okay, maybe I've totally misevaluated this. And. Oh, improve also works with animal fare. Oh my goodness. Maybe what Walt's doing is genius. I think it is genius. I was so far off on all this. Big props to Walt 373. The vision was there to go for this big, big business. And you got to start horsing some of this stuff in hand, my friend. I think the altar is the thing to hold. Well, is it? You have an extra silver now. You could take a duchy with your province, maybe. No, not like this. Top card of your deck is a silver. You can province here, but I mean, I kind of think you almost have to. Walt's deck is so large that despite having a lot of horses or things that can be played in the way of the horse, there's also a decent number of stop cards. I kind of think you have to go for the province here. The game, it's not getting better for you if you're cider, if the game goes long. So you're just likely to lose anyway, but you gotta go for it. Okay. I don't know how many of these. Okay, pick up, and then, yeah, horse all the harbingers. And then this just wins already. Maybe? Like you buy duchy. No, it doesn't. You need more buys. Okay, now it wins. You buy duchies, and you improve the animal fare in the province, and you win the game. Really cool, really nice deck. The harvest gains make little sense to me, but they're fine, I guess, whatever. The other stuff, the animal fare, improve combination, the huge amount of talismans and ways to get by, and then the native villages, obviously, because you're going to need to play some terminals. The huge amount of talismans. Um, I mean, it looks very impressive. So you got to buy duchy, 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 and then you're going to improve this animal fare into a Provence. You're going to win the game. Let's see what the next game brings us. Is it going to be the same players? It's not. So, let's see what the next game brings us. Jump into. Well, let's follow. This is not the game I was trying to jump into. Apologies. Although that one looked kind of interesting. Let's jump into this next Cider 01 game. Follow them around for a bit. Look at these beautiful orange cards. Squirrel, way of the squirrel, plus 2 cards at the end of this turn. So that can turn whatever you need into draw. Lost Arts could be smacked on really almost anything. There's a ton of draw here. Mining Village, Captain as villages, Lost Arts as another village, Wharf and Council Room draw you huge. So there is a ton to do here. Opening Silver seems, I would say it's a no-brainer, but actually maybe you could open Scheme intending to play it in the way of the squirrel in most cases. But I think I like Silver Mill to start getting wharfs. I don't think I like Mastermind so much on this board because I want Wharf more than Mastermind, and then like Captain. And I think Mastermind's a bit slow to get going. Maybe you disagree. You can leave a comment and say, Wandering Winder, you're an idiot. Mastermind is the best card on this board. Whatever you want to say. Temple is maybe worth thinking about at some point, but I think just getting up to your higher price points is probably a bigger deal. And maybe you can get a Temple later to start chowing down once you're drawing, or maybe you just don't anyway. I'm not 100% sure what the right Lost Arts target is here. If they're, well, right is probably, I don't even know if there's necessarily a quote unquote right one. You're hoping if you're Heron here to hit 6. You really want Captain, I think. Maybe you never get Lost Arts. You just buy Captains instead. And that's your villages. That seems eminently plausible to me. You just use Captain and Wharf. You draw huge. Eventually you can add a Dismantle to get more econ. You hit 5 again. You hate to see it. And there's a Mastermind. I don't really think I like the Mastermind. I just want more Wharves. And if I have too many Wharves, then I want a Village, not Mastermind. Because, like, when am I ever going to play the Mastermind? Not now. Which is unfair because you drew it dead, right? But you can draw it dead. And, I mean, you got a scheme here. You can draw it dead for one thing. For another thing, well, okay, I guess if your plan is to Lost Arts Wharf, it makes sense, but I think I would have rather either had a Wharf or I think you had 2 wharves already, so I probably would just buy a mining village. If I were Heron there, this is Wharf and Mill. I mean, this makes some sense. I do kind of want to start getting captains at some point, or maybe I would have already gotten a Dismantle there as well. That's very plausible to me. Or you could get the Temple there as well, right? Start thinning down. I think that makes a ton of sense, actually. Ooh, this is not a good draw for Cider 01. I would slam a captain here. The thing about Lost Arts and Wharf is you don't get the extra actions very often. There's not going to be that many of them in your deck. You just take another Wharf, huh? I mean, that's reasonable, I guess. But there's also Council Room here, right? Which is, I think, also good. You going to take Captain here? You going to take Wharf? Or you going to take another Mastermind? Wharf. Okay. They're going to be drawing massively here. I think both of them, really. So this is Mills. This is okay. So this is going to be the last 2 wharves? At this point, I would imagine that's where you're going. You're going to have no wharves in play to play next turn. You're going to have all of them in play. And while I don't think that, getting all your durations balanced is the most important thing always, having it be off like 5-0 or something is not very pleasant for a pheasant. What got masterminded? Wharf did. Okay. So you discard here, and then you draw everything up with your 2 wharves. I mean, you maybe you just play one of them. I was gonna say you definitely play both, right? But you have a masterminded wharf, so he's not gonna do that. Um, this could be Captain Mastermind. This could be. I mean, there's a number of things it can be. Mill is direct way to turn cards into econ, but dismantle seems more efficient in some sense. Uh, I think if you're not going to play the wharves there, you just play them as you just use the way of the squirrel for sure, though. That's just free, and I'm sure that's just about you're not familiar with these cards yet, um, which like is very reasonable. Play the wharf now and then the mill. But way of the squirrel won't make. You do get the plus actions from the Lost Arts token, and way of the squirrel won't make the wharf stay out. So it's just free cards at the end of the turn. It's definitely got to be worth. So here's 15, and I could see this being something like captain, captain, scheme, or captain, captain, silver. The captain can be your dismantle for you. It could also be a mill. It can be a village. It can be whatever you need it to be. It could be temple. But the dismantle, some of those options are going to help you to up your payload, which is what you need to do right now. Oh wow, you're just going straight for province. I think that seems a little bit premature to me. So what is this going to be? Mill scheme? I don't know that you're drawing enough for this is part of the problem. And the only way to add more draw at this point is, well, Captain Mastermind and Council Room all do it. I was thinking Council Room, but that is not strictly speaking true. But Heron has an actions problem here, because the turn without Mastermind, yeah. I'm pretty sure a Mastermind is the action you want to play here, but then the Dismantle, yeah, this was not planned out so well. So get a Captain and maybe another Mastermind. Okay. Scheme Mastermind? So you can Mastermind? Schemed, what did you scheme? You schemed Wharf. I mean, that's also very reasonable. I, I guess? It gives you plus actions right away. Actually, no, that's what you need to do, I think. Well, maybe Captain is Village. I don't know. Really rough draw here for Cider. Let's see what plan he decides to go for. You could go for like Captain and Council Room. You could go for another province, which seems to be more consistent to my mind. You're gonna get some really mismatched wharves because you're gonna get 4 this turn. Actually, you're probably gonna play like all 6 wharves this turn. Maybe you don't do that because it would be so imbalanced. But the other hand, maybe you do it because it lets you double province, and then you can double province again the next turn, and then who cares that they're imbalanced? So I'm pretty sure you actually do play 6 wharves, and you're just like laughing all the way to the bank, buddy. I think you can double if you're drawing that much. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Heron really needs to go, though. And by go, I mean do something very good. I'm not sure I love that mill. What are you dismantling? I mean the discard on the mill, right? Because now you're gonna have trouble drawing this stuff. Yeah. I mean captain on mill here, but or temple, I guess. Oh, dismantling again. Interesting, interesting. Sure. Actually, that could have even been Way of the Squirrel. Going for a province. You're going to have a ton of payload next turn. You'll definitely be able to double. I wonder if you can triple. Also not sure what you're going to play your wharf as, or your captain as that's coming in here. This is only 5 wharves. Okay. And that's not double. This is probably province mill. It could be province mining village. I mean, I think next turn you can double, and then you're going to have another bad turn, but you just can't worry that far down the line. You can't not province in fear of quad because you're losing to quad. Like, if Heron can quad, I don't know what you're doing as Cider 01. So you can't worry about that. It could be Transmogrify. I don't think you're really that good of a spot counting on having 2 more productive turns though. So Mill, I like Mill mostly because it's a point, but also because it's a decent card for the deck. And I think Cider's going to be able to double on the next turn. I don't know if that's going to be enough. So I've completely lost track of what all this stuff. So the Wharf draws first, and then one of the Masterminds got played on Wharf. Okay. And now we just have another Mastermind. We have to figure out what we're doing with it. Okay. And we also have the Captain coming in, I guess. So the Captain, I mean, there's some ways that this could be dismantles. How much money do you have and how much is quad? I think down there still is definitely a gold and I think 2 more coppers. And I don't remember what the last card is. Okay. Oh, is there not another Mastermind triple play? This. So now you need to dismantle something. This is 9, 19, 23. I mean, this is triple range, but you're not going to get to quad here. You can dismantle a scheme for copper and gold. That gets you to 27. And then you can at best get to 29, and that's not even guaranteed. That'll be triple province duchy, which is certainly not enough. So I think you need to take as many duchies as possible. So you want to dismantle gold here for duchy, and then like buy province and a bunch of duchies. Or maybe you're going to take a mastermind instead of the duchy and say that this mastermind will get me more than 1 duchy next turn because I get to play it now. Possible. It's possible. So if Cider doubles here, he's going to be at 38. Heron is at 7 right now. So to get to 38, it's the last 2 provinces. That's 19. And then how many duchies? That's almost all of them. Okay. Scheme. Actually, I think Scheme is better served being the way of the squirrel. I really do. Hey, and that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, this could be 5 duchies, but I think I prefer province 3 duchies because it's easier to get more duchies later. You're going to have a bit of a problem, though, with, oh, and you're just going all on the duchies and a mining village. Okay. Because this turn's going to be a lot worse than the other one. Because you got all these masterminds clogging your deck up now if you're Heron. Oh, they're already... Oh, because you... Oh, that's a lot of Wharf draw. Oh, maybe I've just been tracking very poorly and it was... The whole situation's very good for Heron. This is double province, right? It's double province and potentially an estate. I don't think the estate does anything. Um, Playing the last mill, I think it probably should have been Way of the Squirrel. Just like the money isn't doing anything for you here. If you're Cider 01, I think you're lost. I mean, you just play for Heron having a dud, I guess what I'm saying. Because if Heron draws, you are lost. There's no pile out. I mean, actually, holy shnikes, this pile out was kind of close on duchies and mills. But it's not there. And if you go like duchy, 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 mill here, I don't think that does anything. Yeah, you just got to do this. I really don't like the estate. The estate's not going to save you. You should get a card that's going to do something better for you. And if you were going to do this, you definitely should have squirreled that last mill instead of played it normal. Right. So you're going to play the mining village and pop it. And you just need double province, double duchy. So you're going to play the mill and discard province duchy for sure. You're going to play the scheme for sure. And then you just play dismantle to turn gold, to get a duchy out of your gold. You play captain, you play dismantle to get another duchy out of your other gold. And then you have plenty of money left to double province and you win the game. Okay. You still get a duchy here. I think this still wins. You might as well play the mastermind. You have a bunch of... Yeah, this still wins. Um, Actually, this might have even been better. Regardless, it's fine. It wins. Let's move on. Chicken on Naismith's game. Okay, we're quite a bit of the way through this game. This is a heavy menagerie game, which means there are at least 4 menagerie kingdom cards and 1 landscape from menagerie. It might be exactly those. I'm not sure whether it's exactly or at least. Not entirely clear. Otter is the draw 2. It's the +2 cards way. Um, Village Green. Village Green here, there's just the one way to discard it. There's 2 ways to discard it. You can Camel Train to get it on exile and then gain 1 and then you discard from exile. So that's one way. But the much more reliable way is Oracle. Although it's not like it's particularly reliable either. Displace. Treasure. I'm trying to think if there's tricks with Displace Treasure, but Displace exiling instead of trashing is kind of a bummer for that case, but maybe it's not that much of a bummer, honestly. Is that the order you want to do that in? I don't think it is. You want to Camel Train first, right? Or you want to displace the Camel Train, maybe. Yeah, you're going to Camel Train first. Okay. And you're going to draw these 2. And then... Oh, what are you displacing here? Coppers? And I guess you're just playing the village green as a village here, or not at all. Or you're not playing one of your terminals, so you can village green into next turn. I don't know which. Displace for gold. Okay. So you're going to play this village green for... You don't have to play it for a next turn thing. You could draw gold here if you want, but that's not what I'm expecting. You're going to trash a copper? You are, and now what are you going to buy with your 6? A royal carriage. Okay. I could have seen Destrier, honestly. It's something that you can displace into province, and then you're doing a lot of gaining, so... Well, anyway, it didn't happen. Okay. Yeah, displace. Displace is a little sad here because of fortress and treasure. If it were trash, I think it would be better, which is not usual. But that was a nice interaction. That nice Village Green Oracle interaction. I'm not sure I would have played both. Oh, you really need the terminal space. Estate, huh? And now you're going to displace the estate into a fortress? Sure. Now you're going to play treasurer, trash a copper, and buy a province. Right? This is where we're at, right? Yes. Okay. So, interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I kind of expect multiple golds to get displaced in the provinces here. And then you're going to want some way to get them back, which means you got to gain a gold. But that's probably fine. You got to play this village green, this next one, as a village, right? I think this is going to have to be the last game. I'm really starting to get tired. Thanks for watching, though, everybody. Bit shorter than a lot of my other laddering sessions, but it's getting late here. Okay. It's going to be the golds in the provinces, right? Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. Which of these actions are you not? Well, it's got to be the Oracle that you're not playing. So, what are you displacing, though? Yeah, you don't have anything on your... Okay. Again, if it were trash thing... Okay, you're going to do this. Sure. And now you're going to play treasure, and you're going to take the key, and you're going to buy a gold. You're not? Okay. Because you're going to displace province into gold. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Uh-huh. What? I mean, sure, but... Oh, because yeah, the Waze interface is it's not a bad interface, but it's easy to mess up anyway. So, and it's early. The set's just come out, so this is all very reasonable. Um, okay. You're gonna be tight on terminal space this turn. You're gonna displace gold into province, displace province into gold, getting your golds back. You're gonna draw that stuff. You're gonna play treasurer to trash this copper. No, this seems like a slightly bad order, but I don't think it has messed anything up yet. Oh, you could trash that copper. You're going to do this, and you play this village green. You draw and get your action. You displace the province into gold. You get the gold back. I think. Yeah, you want them both probably. And you can buy a province here. Well, you could have trashed the copper. You should have trashed the copper. Um, the only issue with this is Naismith might be able to triple. But I think the issue with that issue is if Naismith can triple, you're dead lost anyway, aren't you? Like if Naismith triples here, right? Naismith's at 33. You get a province that gets you to 22. You need 4 duchies. You just can't get a province in 4 duchies. So the only thing that not provincing there is playing around is Naismith tripling this turn and then dudding to the extent that Naismith can't get a single province the next turn. That's what you're saying is going to happen if you're Spice Mage making that play. Um, or I guess the game is just going to go much longer for whatever reason, but it's very hard to see the game going much, much longer in a relevant fashion. Um, so Naismith really needs to get a gold back here via a displace, and it's probably got to be on a village green. Maybe you could do it on treasurer. Oh no, wait, you just do it on province. What am I saying? Yeah, so you displace province, play royal carriage, displace province into gold. Get 3 golds back. So you're gonna have 3 golds then. And if you then camel train and displace something into displace, you're gonna have 2 displaces as well. I don't think you have the actions to do all that stuff though. Maybe. I'm also not sure that you need 2 displaces. Anyway, there's got to be a gold here. Okay. Certainly you've got to displace for gold now. I'm not sure what this camel train is doing though. Province for gold. You get a bunch of golds. It's going to be hard to draw them. So you're going to have to call royal carriage on settlers. And then you can, how many royal carriages do you have down? Just the one. You can displace 2 golds into provinces. Play treasurer. And you haven't drawn your last gold. Yeah, something seems wrong here. Just taking duchies. You can't triple, but you'd be able to triple next. This is going to be duchy into golds, right? You really need these golds, don't you? So that you can do your big stuff next turn. Or Oracle? I mean, displace copper into something, right? you could have played Displace using the Way of the Otter just to get a carriage down this turn. That seems kind of better. Not a big fan of the Oracle play here, though. Wow, I think you're pretty over-terminaled now. Maybe these oracles will do good for you and find you the village greens that you desperately need them to. But I am not a fan. Actually, I think you could have taken 2 Destriers there instead of 2 oracles, 3 oracles. 2 Destriers seems better than 3 oracles to me. I don't know. So maybe this all works out fine for Spice Mage. You gotta let him keep that because you can't let him. You can't discard the village green for them. Okay. So settlers. Now you displace. I would think about it more than this. Because you want to displace gold into province, sure. You want to displace province into gold, but how many golds do you want back out of that? I guess multiples, but you don't want to have all these provinces in the discard. This is not the way to do it. You just do one, and then you. Oh, you're not. No, you are. But what? What are you? What? Oh, otter? Sure. But now this is very easy for Naismith to win. Double province duchy or double province double estate. Duchy's got to be easier than the alternative there. So yeah, it's very important to note there that Naismith knew for sure that those were village greens. From Spice Mage's Oracle, knew for sure that there was a village green on top. Man, I'm less tired now. Maybe I'll go longer. Okay, that's what you need to see if you're Naismith. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Play Destrier. You've got to get your golds back yet, right? So you need to displace something into gold. And then you win very easily. So it could be probably the easiest is Treasurer. But you could maybe do the Village Green. You get all these golds. You draw cards. You displace gold in the province. Call your royal carriage. Displace gold in the province. Gold in the duchy. You could displace more if you needed to because you've got these carriages down. Yeah, this just made it very. I mean, I think actually Naismith was winning anyway. I think Spice Mage, maybe they had a chance at another province on their turn, which would have made it a lot harder for Naismith. Actually, maybe Naismith was fine anyway. Note here that Coven, you never gain the curses. They just get discarded. They get exiled and then discarded. So, actually, I don't think that matters. I was thinking that might matter for Monastery, but I don't think it does. Yeah, this is going to be a scrap March opening, I assume. And you're going to take this. You probably don't want to trigger that shuffle, so Silver Horse makes actually makes a lot of sense, especially given Labyrinth. You might not play scrap here. You might buy a Coven. Or you might scrap a copper and buy like a hostelry. Maybe? Coven seems good to me here. I don't think you're going to be race. I don't think you're going to be able to outrace it. And I don't particularly like this early displace, although maybe it's good enough with the hostelry. And I guess March. So you can play the horse now and buy March, and then you can play the display. Ooh, if you were going to do that, you need to undo. You only play 3 treasures. You march to displace, estate into hostelry, and then you discard one of those coppers to get a horse. I think that's the play here. But you're going for scrap instead. Get a silver and a horse. Basically, long story short, you think that silver is better than hostelry at the moment. That might be true. Okay, so you displace silver into coven, and then you march a coven? No, you're going to go copper into monastery and just buy a coven. Hmm. This seems like a weird play from Spice Mage as well. Okay, we're certainly displacing something here. Silver into Coven. Maybe not Coven. Yeah, probably Coven. And then March the Coven. You could also buy like a silver or a goat herd to be able to trash another copper. That's and to get the labyrinth points. Yeah, it's probably better. But which, silver or goat herd? I don't think you want another scrap. Okay, silver. You got to discard that from exile too. Should be 2 gains. Should be 2 copper trashes, right? Again, getting things back from exile is not gaining them. Spice Mage has some serious terminal problems. Okay, not anymore. This 2 hostelries should probably be enough. Yeah, Naismith seems pretty ahead to me. Turn silver into card silver horse. The 2 gains is going to help for monastery. Could be money silver horse, I guess. Card money horse. That does not seem as good to me. Like, I want to march here, I think. I don't know. The resignation seems reasonable. Indeed. We got one more? He asks questioningly. Is Naismith looking for a game? Doesn't look like it. Could jump into somebody else. Oh, now Naismith is looking for a game. And we're gonna try to pick up Naismith's game if possible. I don't know how I got untired. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I seriously don't have a lot more time though, so it won't be many more games. Lots for sure. Oh, you've jumped out of the queue now. Hmm. Decisions, decisions. Decisions, decisions, decisions. To make, to make, to make. Just like a white-winged dove sings a song it sounds like. Okay, is Cider01 gonna jump back in the queue? We're just looking for the next game to start from somebody that I'm following so we can get a full game. Naismith99 is back in the queue. But I'm pretty sure Naismith99 is forcing Extra Menagerie to jump back out of the queue. Okay. I need a hero. I need tragic hero till the morning light. It's gotta be tragic and it's gotta be a hero. And it's gotta be somebody starting another game soon. I need a hero. What else is? Whoa, Cider01 is in a game. Let's go. Doctor, Demand Reap, Wayfarer, Bounty Hunter, go. Wow, this is a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4 Kingdom cards. And 2. This is probably waiting. No, 5 Kingdom cards and 2 events. Supplies, Junk Dealer seems good. You could also go Doctor, I guess. You get a Bounty Hunter. There's no plus action here. The only draw is... Oh, you're demanding. Okay, this makes some sense as well, I guess. I'm trying to work out whether Horn of Plenty is possible, plausible. You've got a Bounty Hunter, supplies, copper, silver, gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Horn itself, 6. Junk Dealer, go. I mean, you can get up to enough cards in play. But I think it takes so much work and the draw is bad enough that it's probably not that good. I think I would be reaping here. And actually, I'd be very happy to reap there. I mean, I know there's the giant doctor overpay, but if you reap there, um, you're going to be able to reap very possibly, very probably, you're going to be able to reap on turn 3, 4, 5, 6, and like just start provincing. And that seems very fast and very good to me. So I don't know, but that's what seemed good to me. Gatekeeper does not seem good to me. Gain a gold, set it aside. So how would that interact with Gatekeeper? When they gain an action card, so there's going to be 2 effects that trigger Gatekeeper and Reaps. I think you get to choose the order they trigger, which means I think you can do the Reaps set aside and get around Gatekeeper that way. And it's just that's what I want to be doing here. Is is the I mean, actually, I'm a big fan of supplies demand bounty hunter, and then going for reap chains. I think, and just having the one bounty hunter to thin. Although there are obviously other options with the doctor and the junk dealer and such. But I'm at least a fan of getting a few reaps and then just starting to province off my golds. And keeping thin with the bounty hunter. Thin-ish. I mean, you're not really going to be thin, but it's going to help you control your provinces and such. So there's an estate down there. There's... See, like here, I'd be bounty hunting the doctor, I think, and reaping. Gets around the gatekeeper. This is okay, but anything you buy here is going to get... Well, wait a minute. No, demand. You get demand there. Oh, was the gatekeeper not in play? Demand also gets around gatekeeper, right? Both onto your deck. Oh, no, it doesn't gain and then move. So I don't think it does get around gatekeeper. Weird rules things. Weird rules things everywhere. It's gonna be bounty hunt the doctor, goat herd a copper, play the gatekeeper, have 4 money after you play your supplies. Be very sad that you bought a gatekeeper because I don't think it's a very good card. Buy a supplies, you got a silver. That doesn't seem as good as supplies to me. Oh, maybe I'm totally wrong though. Your deck's quite thin at this point. Also, this goat herd doesn't seem very good. You could try to draw with the goat herd. If you do get to draw your supplies, then bounty hunting the horse is great. But it's only 50-50 that you would be able to. In lieu of that, you could... Oh, you just played the horse, okay. You could bounty hunt the goat herd. Oh, you have both of the gatekeepers, I see. Well, you're just way ahead anyway, but... I mean, I'm about bounty hunting. Okay, that was probably looking at what was in the trash. You go keeper. Wait, that gold got exiled? Why? Was that a choice or was it... Maybe that's what he was trying to undo. Huh, I don't know. I would think Reap could get around it. Let me know in the comments if that's wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. I gotta go to bed.